Hello, I'm Ben.
Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. It's a balmy 1 degree here in Lincolnshire. Let's see if we can get the boys on. Hello.
Morning.
Hello. It's not bloody morning.
I thought you had your head bandaged then for a second.
Oh, right.
You borrowed Teresa's hat.
No, it's Hannah's. It's even worse. She's never going to get it on again. I had to stretch.
Unbelievable.
She's never going to use it ever again. That'd be way too baggy.
No, it's just the fact that you ruined any street credit once had.
I don't mind. I like it. I like my pom-pom. It's nice.
It definitely suits you.
It's good, isn't it? It's good. It's a big pom-pom. Did you say it's 1 degree there, Mark?
1 degree, yeah.
5 here.
Wow.
5 degrees. No fire. I don't even need this, to be honest. I'm not 6 at Ben's.
I've had my hair cut and everything and I don't even feel cold.
Exactly. I'm a bit warm, to be honest. I might even take my hat off in a minute.
To be honest, after last week, I thought Ben might not turn up.
Tempted. It's warm here.
It is lovely warm here. It's been nice all day. A couple of little rain, but that's it. Nothing else.
It's bloody lovely here. It's been mild for the last few days. It's been lush.
You still got snow, Mark?
No,
Still got.
we've got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water now.
Well, but you're used to that.
Back to being
Kerry.
good now.
Kerry just said, "You can leave your head on." You can leave your head.
She only said it once, mate. Don't milk it. Come on.
Well, yeah, I'm just singing now. Sing it, Kerry.
God.
No, yeah, I'm warm. I might take this off in a
Been doing
minute.
some gardening as well.
You have?
No, you have.
Me? If you can call...
Meadow prep.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you what. Soil is so heavy. It's ridiculous.
Compared
I
to
shovel in, well, for ages now, haven't I, the plant grow stuff. I can fill a wheelbarrow full as I possibly can and still pick up with one finger. And I tell you what, the first wheelbarrow I did on Sunday, I filled it up, nice little brim over the top. I couldn't even hardly move it. It's ridiculous.
I
Absolutely
have got
ridiculous.
to say, why was the barrow so far away from where you were digging?
Because I was in the bed and it's lower as well. Get it any closer.
I was looking and you were really stretching for that barrel. So you're going to put your back out in a minute. Move it closer.
Oh, to be honest, when I done that little story about JJ, that was a little bit staged. Sorry.
You're making it look hard work.
I know. But it's so heavy. But also, I managed to get that one round, and halfway round, it's about 150 metres from round the back all the way round to where I'm doing it, because you have to get all the way round. And I got all the way to the end and went, the fucking tyre's flat as well. Oh my God. So that, it was half, yeah. So I pumped it up and I put a couple of shovelfuls less in, and that's a lot easier. A lot easier.
Much better.
But yeah, it's going well. A couple of more. I'm doing a couple of wheelbarrows every night with a bit of light. And a couple of more times that'll be done. Can't wait. Good.
Then being the health and safety police. Seriously, I was the one on site that used to send me up stupid shit because I was the only one that wouldn't care. You'll love this one, Jamie. I was up on a forklift, on a ladder, changing a florry.
Just can't do it.
No one else
You
would do
can't
it.
do it anymore. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I think with age, you tend to start seeing things what could happen.
Yeah,
And
I'm a lot better
some
now.
of the Some of the things I used to do, I can remember years and years ago, it was a 3-story building. I'll tell you what it was. It's my friend's hotel. She didn't own it then. It's a 3-story building. It's when I first left school. I'd done window cleaning for about 6 months. And I went up 3 stories on a big window, and I walked round, cleaned that one, round the next one, cleaned it, and come all the way back again. No way. 3 stories up. I didn't even think about it then, but not on your Nelly.
It's mad, isn't it? I've seen this thing this week of someone jumping off the top of like a block of flats onto a lamppost and sliding down.
Yeah, cool, dude.
I was like, what is that? Like, I would so miss.
Oh, I'd smash my face on it, knock myself out, then fall off and die or something.
I'd jump over it or something and end up in the middle of the road.
Oh, it's crazy. Absolutely mental.
Oh,
I just want to say, hold on, let me just say, look, this is Catherine Snake Along. She has still got lots of snake bean seeds. If anybody wants to join her Snake Along, give Catherine a little mention, message, and she'll sort you some of them out. Yes, let's get him in.
So our guest tonight is a hawk print. I can't even pronounce what he's made up a word. Hawkpreneur, traveller, author, speaker, TV presenter, trendsetter, model, podcaster, influencer, man in pants, sex symbol, car lover, plant addict, columnist, celebrity gardener, blogger, and a substacker. I think you all know who he is.
I'll tell you what he is. He's bloody busy.
He's bloody busy. And
he's too busy to be waiting on us talking crap to get him in.
Exactly.
Man in pants. That's so cool. I love that intro. I'm going to use that constantly. Oh, cool. How's it going, guys? Good to see you all.
How do you, right?
Sure. I want to make sure my beautiful flowers are in sight, actually.
To be honest, just before we start, I was talking to my apprentice today to say who we had on our live, and he's not a gardener at all. And I flicked up. I said, right, I'll just Google him and show you a picture. And the first one was you in pants. I'm sorry, that was. Anyway,
so I deserve the title, definitely. Sure. I'm so honoured to be here. This is Loose Men, right? Yeah.
This is Through the Garden Gate.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Through the Garden Gate. And I'm going to take this off because I'm really hot. Sorry.
That's cool.
Normally, when we started it,
Prosecco, by the way. So.
Well done.
Nice.
It's the little box from Honest Communications. I just picked it up today, and there's a little shortbread as well, which I'll be not sharing with anyone. So.
Not good.
Okay, carry on.
That's not fair. Yeah, when we started our little live, it's called Through the Garden Gate, and it was in the summer.
Yeah.
And we had the gardeners wandering around their garden, which was lovely, really? Having a tour. Cool. Yeah. But then we didn't realise it starts to get dark in the winter.
Nobody can see. With head torches on, right?
We could do, yeah, we could do.
That would be a cool live.
To be fair, Jamie has been stood in a field for one.
I've been in the woods. I went out onto a party and I went and stood in the woods to find a signal. Done that one. That was quite good.
Oh, I've been in the woods a lot. Yeah.
On a live.
That was a slow burner.
Man in pants with wood.
Sure.
I think I can see where this live's going.
Well, this is shortbread. It's vegan shortbread, just so you're aware.
Vegan shortbread?
Yeah. I'm not vegan.
Are you vegan?
Bacon. No.
Oh, no, I saw your dinner you posted a little while ago. That looked fantastic.
Yeah, I know. It was a lovely quiche. Oh, no, was that the one? No, it was another one. No. You posted it. Looked like a good old-fashioned roast or shepherd's pie or something. Oh, that was at my parents'. That was so cute. Because parents, they eat hot food at lunchtime, don't they? It's almost God, yeah. That's like ridiculous. Their big meal of the day. And then in the evening, they're just eating like a few crumbs off a cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
So I was there at the right time of day. So, yeah.
Perfect. That's because they want to go to bed at 6:30.
Oh, no, it's so cute, honestly. Just parent life. But I just had a second meal here, just cooked it myself, roast vegetables and a quiche, and I heated it all up in one tray. And I'd just been recording a podcast with Ella Mary, and she laughed at me because I ate it out of the tray. Why would you not eat your dinner out of the baking tray you cooked it in? Because that to me, it sounds gross, but it actually makes a lot of sense. I think we should normalise eating out of baking trays, to be honest. Yeah.
Saves washing up. Everything would
makes a lot of sense. I think they should design some new baking trays that almost like transform into the sides just drop off, and then suddenly you've got your serving plate. Because I don't want to have to plate up. I'm quite a busy guy, you know.
They do it with like the saucepans and stuff as well, don't they? So you can take the handle off, so you can literally just cook everything in. You use the handle just to put it in and out. Yeah.
Oh, so it's already been invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And like the stew trays, the two handles, you just unclip them. So you put them in, you just unclip them, so they don't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right. So what happens now?
I just pre-warned you it's starting to rain, so I might dash somewhere in a minute, or just put my hat back on.
You've not got your umbrella ready?
I haven't got an umbrella. No, it's ridiculous. I've normally got an umbrella, and tonight I have no umbrella. So last week, Michael, we had Kim on, Daily Farmerana.
She's
who
so
is
cool, isn't she?
amazing.
I love her.
She's amazing, absolutely amazing. But I kind of got called a stalker. Because I genned up on her and asked her loads of questions, and she said, "How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that?" But I don't mind being called a stalker from a beautiful woman, but I don't want to be called a stalker of a beautiful man.
Are you feeling uncomfortable about those pant shots?
You've been eyeing them up all day, I expect.
Yeah, screensaver now.
I'm just expressing myself.
Of course. Why not? Why not? Definitely. Cool. Normally we just sit and have a chat about you, about your garden, and there's lots of what you do. Can we just start on poinsettias, please?
Yeah, of course. I haven't got any here to show you, but pretend.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Most of us have been out and got them.
Well, you guys really helped to make a little bit of a movement there, and I was like, this is rather cool. Who started it? Was it Jenny? Jenny's Family Allotment?
Yeah. Jenny put something up on Friday night, and I said, need these. I desperately need them. So that was Saturday morning. I went out straight to Lidl and done loads of stories, and there was none. And then everybody's been ripping me since. Everyone's been going crazy saying, I've got them, Jeremy hasn't. But I did get them yesterday, so I went to a different store and got them.
I saw.
But they're amazing, aren't they? They're better than them old red velvet things that we used to have when we were kids.
Had you not seen them in last year or years before?
No. It's the first time I've seen all these posh, fancy colours.
I feel like they've really hit the mainstream this year, which is really cool.
Definitely. And that big greenhouse you went to, obviously.
Yeah.
Grow them.
Well, that's where they breed them as well, and they actually breed some of Europe's best red ones as well, because it's really, I'm writing a Substack about it soon. It's really fascinating everything that goes into it, because they've got like about 10 different red ones in their range, and I'm like, how do you tell the difference between them? Because they all look the same, but of course they're all for different growers. They've all got different cold periods, blackout periods, kind of. Some are better for transport, some are better in different sizes of pot as well. So much that goes into even the red ones. And this company, Latzeri, they actually released the first white one as well, which is Alaska, that you also saw on the video. And of course, all of these other hybrids. Did you see the one that looks like a rose? Red rose.
That was gorgeous.
The small one. Yeah.
It's insane. But I tell you something else. You can actually use them as a cut flower, and they'll last about 3 weeks in a vase as well. So it's really, you can play around with them. And I don't know if you saw on my back in October, I was working with some from Japan called Princettias, and they're a slightly different species. They've got a more slender bract, the coloured leaf on the top, and they're actually we literally had frost last week, and they were looking good from last week of September until what is it, last week of November. So really, really amazing genetics coming through these days.
That's amazing. They looked awesome, those poinsettias. They look wicked.
And how you could combine them as well was cool. I remember the really rich pink one I had with some Laura Petalum with the lovely purple leaf. That purple and pink was just, oh my God, so sexy.
Yeah, they are lovely. But they're not frost hardy at all, are they? They don't like the cold at all. Normal ones.
Well, the poinsettias will go to 4 degrees. So not frost, but obviously outdoors you can use those. But generally, most poinsettias, they kind of don't want to be below about 15 almost. Yeah. So I'm almost like, where in Lidl were they? Were they right in the middle of the store?
Right in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're doing there then, because obviously a lot of people buy them near the front in a draft. This is not good at all. And I did Chiswick Flower Market at the weekend, and there was a couple of stalls selling those. Well, those ones will be absolutely fucked because they've obviously been outdoors and they've got the chill, and you won't know they've died until maybe 3 days later when you take them home, and you'll blame yourself. So yeah, it's a plant that doesn't like a chill because traditionally it's a Mexican wildflower, you know. So you've got to take care, even when it's in the home. No drafts, constant moisture, let it dry out between waterings is usually better as well.
Somebody said yesterday, after all the hype of everybody going to get them, there was 2 left in that little porch area with all the other ferns and other, and she said they're just dead. I said, don't get them, for God's sake, no way.
It's not going to be good for them at all.
Absolutely.
No,
I've heard of people saying, in the midst, really cold, minus, and walking back to the car could even do them.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's in the cold. I remember doing Steph's Pat Lunch a couple of years ago, and we were showing people how to take them home in a blanket, basically wrap them up like a baby. Because with something like that, you don't know that the harm is done until many days later. So, But no, they're really cool. Really cool.
How do you keep them going then? Because some people can keep them going all year.
Well, you want to have kind of bright indirect light, so obviously light position but away from the window. Constant temperature, I think that is the thing that most of us can't work with easily, because typically at Christmas we'll have the central heating on, kind of like really hot, really cold. It wants a consistent temperature, so not kind of those big changes of temperature. Water it only when it dries out. You can get it to reflower if you give it that kind of dark period. After the days change, what is it? There's a certain date in September, I think 22nd or something. At that point is where you need to increase giving them darkness. And Joe and Cole love to grow. You know who I mean? Yeah. She said she has one that she gets to reflower every year. She just puts it in the cupboard under the stairs, which is amazing, really.
Wow.
So yeah, really fascinating. But amazing plants, and they're even, I've seen in Holland ones that they're selling that are about 6 foot tall. They're about €100, but can you imagine the responsibility of having one that big in your lounge? And if it died.
See, I've got one that's been in my kitchen windowsill for 3 years, and this year's the first time it hasn't grown, hasn't flowered.
Right. Yeah, but it wasn't flowering the other years.
It's flowered the other years, but just not this year. So I don't know why.
Did you do the blackout and stuff the other years?
No, I've just left it in the windowsill the whole time. Yeah, it's north facing, so it doesn't get direct light. But that's it. It's just nothing really. But I wonder whether the humidity from the kitchen just keeps it enough to.
Yeah, a large bit of humidity if possible.
They like a bit of a spritz every couple of days, don't they? Apparently, what I've read. Yeah.
But they get that
on a tray of pebbles as well to increase that humidity all around.
I got such a small kitchen, no extraction or anything in our kitchen, so it steams right up anyway.
They love it there then. Your kitchen's like Mexico.
Just without the DC chef in it.
They like a bit of chip fat and roast potatoes.
They love a bit of coffee slurped in there when I throw it in and miss whatever I'm aiming for, and it goes in that one.
Yeah, well, I love mine. I love my 4, and thanks for doing the reels, because
that's all right.
That's definitely got me on. I didn't like them before, but now I've seen these posh
so
new colours.
Cool. I don't
really
know
good.
if you saw when I was at Italy on Friday, they got an amazing one that's almost like got an oak like leaf, and it looks like a coleus, to be honest, with kind of red and yellow and kind of different kind of stripes and stuff. Oh my god, look on my reels. It is awesome. It's not ready till I think next year, but it's a game changer, because you would see that in a shop or a garden centre. You would not know that one was a poinsettia, because
really,
I think what goes against them sometimes is people like, oh, I don't like poinsettia, because they just think of that red one. So
that's how I've thought all these years. I just didn't like that red one until I saw it the other day.
It's a really interesting plant, because it was made popular, I think, around in the 70s by a nursery called Eckie in the US. And they actually made it popular through product placement on TV shows, on some of the bigger variety shows in the US. And it was then kind of then seen on those shows and kind of then started to become a symbol of Christmas through that, which is really interesting, because I don't know any examples since then when we've used plants as product placement. So it was really fascinating. Although what's interesting, when I was, I'm talking UK with this, but when I was in Holland a couple of weeks ago, they had a real boom in the market for Phalaenopsis orchids. I think, what did they say? Back in, I think it was the late 90s. And the reason was they were being featured on lots of TV shows.
Really
interesting. And I don't think, and when I say TV shows, I mean daytime shows, chat shows. I'm not talking about gardening shows. I'm talking about general, the whole kind of network, really.
It's almost subliminal, isn't it? It's just see it sitting there in a corner. And
Defo, great comment there from Grow with the Griffiths. Watch Home Alone and count the poinsettia as a game. Product
loads in Home Alone.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that.
Defo.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. Love that.
Mark, have you got Michael's book there? You did last week.
I haven't. I took it in. Oh,
for God's sake.
Well, you've got a lovely new book out, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been out a year now, actually. Can you believe I've been banging on about it for a whole year? Do you want a copy? Do you need a copy for me to have in front of me?
I haven't got a copy to show,
no.
Right.
I got 75 just off camera.
Just off camera, he's gone for a pilgrimage to go and get one.
Yeah.
The Waterstones.
Up to the publishers.
As if by magic. I have to say, don't tell my publishers, but it does fade in the sun. Look, that's the original colour. And this has been in my lounge for a while. And look.
Oh, wow.
That really has, isn't it?
See that.
But I think they all do, because I noticed the other day, I've got a whole stack of the Hugh Fernley Whittingstall.
Oh, right.
The grow along ones that's a name
drop.
Also, yeah. Put that in, Mark. Put that in when you list it. But no, they have all done the same thing. Really? So yeah, it's really unless it's the same publishers, I'm not sure.
DK, Jordan Kindersley, but that's the colour that you'll get if you order it from me today.
It's bright.
It's available.
Mine's on our stairs. We got a shelf on the stairs, and we got the split landing. So as you're walking up, you just hit it with it. It's smack bang in front of you. You see this purple pink stripe. First one you see.
Do you read it as you go upstairs?
Yeah. When I can't be bothered, I'm dragging the kids up to bed, I do a bit more.
Because I was selling it at Chiswick Flower Market at the weekend, and I was saying to people my publishers don't like me saying this, but it's kind of like a good toilet book, because it really is, because there's 40 chapters about plants and they're really easily digestible. And you could easily read a chapter in the time it takes you to go to the toilet with a mid-fiber diet. And, and I think it's perfect for that,
Why have I not put this? Because we redesigned our toilet. We got a single toilet. We've made it a living toilet. So we got plants and stuff in there. It would be ideal in there. Why have I not thought of that?
Do it.
It's going in later. When I go in, it's going in.
We need proof of that on a story tomorrow.
Because you need good fibre. So.
Yeah.
But it is, I'm really happy with it. But it is is 40 separate little stories and profiles about plants. And I have to say, when people say, was it difficult to write? And I think, not really, because they were 40 separate stories. I think if I had to write a whole story about plants or a book that needed to be coherent completely, I think I would lose my shit. But this, I'm really happy with how this came out.
I like the idea for the new book.
We won ours, didn't we, Mark, in the Blighties last year?
We did.
Did you? Oh, right.
Yeah, both of us won a Blighties last year, so we got, of course, ours come in the post with that.
Oh, wicked.
I was saying to Adam that I got mine for free. He wasn't very happy about it.
Was he not?
Oh, yeah. He's so tight, honestly. You should see him ordering pizza.
Margarita, please.
Do you get away with a kid, or do you have to pay as his carer?
Oh, cute.
Oh, fantastic. And Catherine's just said she's going to buy one for her toilet as well, so that's one
cool.
more.
Well, don't buy it off Amazon, buy it off me.
Buy it direct, yeah. I'll get one as well, as long as you sign it for me.
Well,
brilliant.
I'll give you a discount code, welcome 10.
We'll do that. Fantastic.
Welcome 10 gives you 10% off on MrPlantGeekShop.com.
Yeah. You've sold at least another 10 tonight. Must have.
Yeah.
This week as well.
Well, Kim's got one on the way for Christmas, but I think her partner ordered it on Amazon.
Oh,
she's already got it. She's been having sneaky looks before Christmas.
But she's very excited. So
I thought she just said it's coming tomorrow, didn't she?
Did she? Oh, I'm sure I've already seen it. Or have I? I don't know.
I thought she'd already got it as well, to be honest.
I've ordered my copy this week. Santa's bringing it.
Cool. I never understand that thing where you get a present beforehand and then they take it away and they wrap it and then they give it back to you. I'm like, what are you doing?
buy it yourself, and then I'll wrap it for you. Yeah. Now it has already turned up. Yeah.
I was at my parents' today and they were like, and for a change, I was like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Like, well, luggage. That will be a good thing because I needed some new luggage. And so I ordered some and I was like, oh, do you want me to deliver it to you and then you can wrap it up for me?
Just wrap
it up luggage
suitcase.
Oh, I don't know what this is. It's like when someone wraps up a bike.
Yeah, or football.
Oh.
If they leave the wheels hanging out the bottom, you can just push it with a paper on.
True. Oh.
Catherine says, what's the discount code? Welcome 10, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I just typed it in.
Yeah, welcome 10.
I'm a jackal. I'm on it. I'm a promotional jackal.
You're a pro at reading.
I've even got my fingers put in the shop in there.
Whack it in the description, Mark, as well when you post it.
Yeah, stick it in. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, get on it, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
Sort it out, Mark, did we have any questions come through on the question box you put out yesterday?
They were all based around poinsettias, so you've answered it.
I've finished talking about poinsettias now.
Yeah, we're away.
Sorry,
from them. We're away from
that's
them.
over.
When's the next book out then?
Oh, I don't know. If they ask me, it's so funny because I don't know. Like you see my personality a little bit already, but like I feel like some people think I'm just about ambivalent because I never have any big plans. I just tend to do what comes along. And so even with this book, I never had a big dream to put a book out, but they came to me and they were like, oh, we think you could write a book about strange plants. And I'd love to do another one, but I'm not kind of like, if it comes sort of thing. I tend to just kind of, I don't know, go along and take the opportunities when they come. So yeah, I would do a Hortus Curious too. I got an idea about some sort of book to do with growing, maybe. Talking about kind of maybe a few kind of hidden tips here and there. So yeah,
I like that.
We'll see what happens. Really, it's like
that'd be a good one.
Yeah, just go as you go. Yeah.
Joe's just said about the cyclamen you had a month ago.
Definitely, I was at Morel in France, and they've got new fragrant ones. They've got new double flowered ones as well. We also sent out some double flowered ones on the Plant Geek trials as well, because I've got a little trials club. And you can apply to then have different seeds, plants, maybe new tools that are coming to market sent to you. And we did that with 25 trialists for the double flowered cyclamen. And because it's double flowered, it doesn't get pollinated by bees in the winter because obviously there's less bees around as well. And those individual flowers on Petit Moulin, which is the double form, actually can last for nearly 100 days, an individual flower. It's amazing. And they're completely double. They look like a sweet pea. It's really brilliant. It's been so cool to go to these suppliers and learn more about all of these plants. And like you can imagine when I'm there, I ask so many questions. It's just because I want to learn, and I want to learn for people at home as well, and kind of pass on those growing tips that kind of, because there's such a disconnect. Sorry, I'm on a soapbox now, all right? So
no, go for it. Go for it.
Because there's such a disconnection sometimes between the guys that are breeding the plants and the sales guys and the actual consumer at home. And because of my work in the industry of Thompson & Morgan, I kind of know a lot of those people and also a lot of those people. So I'm trying to be the connection between the two so that breeders can understand more about what consumers actually want. And also so consumers can understand about the different restraints that are on breeders. Because, the ideal plant for the consumer is usually something that's a little bit bigger, kind of a little bit relaxed looking, that fills a border. But of course, this is not a good plant to grow commercially because it would cost more to then transport it because it's bigger on the trolley, this, and this. So it's kind of trying to meet those in the middle. And also with my work, I always want to show what's happening behind the scenes and kind of, get that kind of real-time grower feedback as well. So, like when I'm at Morel talking about cyclamen, I'm like saying, how do you grow cyclamen? What do they really want? And sometimes you get some real gems of growing information that you wouldn't find in any books because that's all written on a kind of amateur level. But I believe we can still learn from the growers and translate that to kind of what we do at home as well. So it's kind of, that's kind of what I love to do, really. Oh, I just got an email. I've just had an order from Catherine Rhodes. Oh,
how's she going out of our lives to go and order your book? Cheeky bugger.
Shocking.
Maybe she's got two screens. Don't judge her.
Oh yeah, she might have a laptop sitting next to her. We'll leave her. Catherine, look, I can see you.
Who's my Lego orchid? Look.
That's stunning.
Isn't that cool? There are so many Lego plants these days. It's amazing, isn't it?
Is that Lego? Did you say that's Lego?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
They just released a load more as well, haven't they?
I've never seen that before.
Yeah. They've just released a load more.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the roses the other day, Mark. They're at Ace.
They've got a whole cactus, haven't they, I think, as well?
Yeah, there's a whole botanicals range, isn't there, as well?
Yeah.
Bonsai tree and all sorts.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Oh, I've broken it all. I want to show you this as well, actually. Sorry, you're having an impromptu houseplant tour. Do you know what this is? It's a really cool plant.
I don't.
Can you guess what that is? Have a guess.
I don't need house plants. I've got a spider plant, but don't look like that.
Well,
mine's
it's like a different colour spider plant.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
It's a spider plant, but it's because spider plants are variegated, right?
Yeah.
This is the original green one. How cool is that?
Yeah, I've got one of those. Brilliant.
I really love it. It's so classy.
So much nicer.
I've seen it.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should make that more normal.
Yeah, I don't like variegated plants. Not a massive fan.
I like a bit of variegation on mine. I do. Some of these two of the poinsettias I got, they're really variegated. They're lovely.
Oh, well, on the bracts or on the leaves?
Yeah, on the bracts. Yeah.
On the bracts. That's
that
cool.
sort of variegation, I don't mind.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. Yeah.
I literally this week I had to submit an article. Gardeners World. Do you know they have this bit in the front of the magazine where it's for or against? I did it once with Ellen about lawns, I think it was. And I just was asked to write one about variegated plants. And she said, do you want to be for or against? And I was like, definitely for. So I've just written a kind of like, I don't know, 200, 300 word article about how much I love variegated plants. So, and I do. When I was younger, I don't know if it exists anymore, but I was in the Variegated Plant Society because I was so excited about variegated plants. And they used to have this paper magazine called The Sport that was sent out like, I don't know, every quarter or something. So, this spider's web. You've got spider's web, dude. Wow. Yeah. That's cool.
I like that variegation. It's when it's sort of in the middle of the leaf that I don't really like it. And it's more white.
What would be in the middle then? What is an example of that?
I might have some holly here, actually.
You've got all the plants just within reach. What's going on?
Well, I've got reef making material.
Oh, you've got some corkscrew hazel there. Jeez.
Yeah, I love that. That is really nice.
That's the right old trunk. Fucking hell.
Where'd you pinch that from, Mark?
That's the whole tree. Oh dear. What's coming out next?
Let me find the other.
While Mark's just watching that, Michael, Catherine just said, well, while you were turning around getting your plants, would you mind signing it for her?
Oh, yeah. When you order through the website, they're all signed. So,
right, okay.
Absolutely. Defo.
Okay,
that one. You don't like that one?
Not really, not as much.
That's not in the middle. That's still on the edges.
Yeah. What are you on about?
Come on, man. What's going on?
Or the opposite of that. If it's white there and then the green on the outside.
Okay. Like some hostas would be like that.
Complete opposite.
But also, like variegation, like it can occur in so many different ways. So like Miscanthus zabrinus, this is like little strips. Pulmonaria, lungwort, where it's got the spots as well. So it's really, I think a lot of people, they think they don't like variegation, but they probably enjoy it in many plants and don't realize that is what it is a lot of the time. But don't you find, guys, you come across so much like plant snobbery sometimes. How do you feel about that?
You're the one that makes the t-shirt.
Only because I see the need. But like some people are really snobby about like, what is it? They don't like yellows and oranges in flowers.
I love yellow. Yeah. So many people hate yellow dahlias, and I love yellow. I absolutely love it.
To be fair, there's not even that many yellow dahlia varieties if I think about it. I don't know. But
I've got one of the Bishop's Children ones, whatever it is. But that's really vivid yellow, and so everybody comes around and says, "I don't like it. It's too in your face." I love it. I think it's beautiful.
Bishop's Children. I remember when that was named because this is like a seed mixture from Sahin in Holland, and because I was at Thompson Morgan, obviously introducing new plants, writing the copy, thinking up the names for a lot of that stuff as well. And my first trips to Holland were when I was just 18 years old to Sahin, which is probably one of the most prolific new product producers of new seed varieties. And we used to wander around their trials and their crop fields and kind of pick out the new varieties and name them at the time and arrange the photography. And I remember Bishop's Children. That wasn't one of my own names, but I remember that being named at the time because it was because it's obviously it's children of Bishop of Landulf, the traditional kind of older one, isn't it? But oh, that's really cool. That's nice that people are still growing it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dahlia farmers been snobby about dahlias over there.
Kim, what are you doing? You've just completely gone against what we just said. We love yellow.
Of course she is.
She's the definition of curveball.
She just wants to start an argument.
Oh, Kelvin Floodlight, just because she's a size queen, she's suddenly coming in with that one.
Yeah, look at that.
A foot long, darling, don't you? Honestly, what
oh, dearie me.
Oh, but can you have
a music podcast go, Michael?
Do what?
How did your 80s music podcast go?
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm an occasional guest on a Pop Gaze of a Certain Age podcast, which is all about that really shit music that probably nobody hardly knows from the 80s. Like follow-up album tracks and kind of like obscure female artists and stuff like Sunita. And I'm well in there. So I love it. Yeah, definitely. And I've been a guest on there twice now, to be honest. And so I'm very, very happy about that.
Oh, you'll have to put a link up. I'll have to have a listen to that. That'd be good.
Well, actually, you can't because I've been telling people wrong all these weeks. It's not actually a podcast. It's a radio show.
Ah, right.
On a station called Glitterbeam. Yeah, sorry. I completely forgot that. And they have got a podcast as well, but the ones that I did were on the radio show. So, yeah.
Do they not put it up on Mixcloud or something?
Do what?
Do they not put it up back on Mixcloud or something so you can listen later?
What? No, they don't because I wanted to listen back to it, but I couldn't. So, no.
No, that's a shame.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Well, I'm also available on other podcasts.
Oh, of course. We know that. We know. We definitely
know. You guys are on the verge of a podcast. I can smell it.
Well, we are just about to start putting this in. Oh, no, we've said it. We've said it already. We're thinking about, possibly changing this. Doing it as a podcast, maybe.
So how long you guys been doing this then?
Ooh,
18 weeks.
18 weeks this week.
I think I say 18 years.
18 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Christ. Wow. I didn't realize it that long.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, look, our daily home is here.
Quick.
She's on my must-meet list, our daily home.
Kelly!
She is lush.
She's amazing.
She's cool.
Really good.
She is lovely.
But tell me, but where are you guys all based and stuff then? I'm interviewing you now, sorry.
No, go for it. We like
all now.
What's your name and where you're from?
Yeah, exactly. That's the question, yeah. Pretend that we're all trying to match you up on a date.
I can't go with any of them two, sorry.
I couldn't be with Mark and stare across at you, Jamie. I've got to be honest.
I smell thruple.
I'm in Norfolk. I'm right near Sandringham.
Do you know what? I knew I could hear the accent, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh wow.
So, occasionally it pops out.
Do you work at Sandringham or what? Or...
No. I'm an electrician.
Oh, okay. That's a curveball.
I know. Yeah, gardening is not my my trade whatsoever.
But how did you get into the community and how did that happen?
Well, in lockdown gardener. I started. When was it? March 20 was it or 19? I can't remember.
Cool.
I built myself a little allotment. That's why I'm called James Little Allotment, and that's it. Went from there.
And then you guys met on. Have you met in real life as well?
You have.
Yes.
Aha. Cool. Then it's proper. It's proper friendship then.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Oh, who's next? Tell us about yourselves.
Go on, Mark. You can go next, you want?
Go on, Mark.
Go on.
So I'm in Lincolnshire.
There's quite a few Instagrammers in Lincolnshire, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I've met you. I know I've met you. I've met you near the pizza stand at a summer event.
Yeah. We had to leave.
I don't know why I made that sound really dodgy, but there you go.
You're whisked off by your bromance.
Who's the bromance?
Adam.
Good
city boy.
That. Can't guys just be friends?
Of course they can.
Honestly, you lot. Cool. So we got Lincolnshire, Norfolk, and then where are you from?
Bristol.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not
talking.
from there.
Do you know these? They got these new allotments at Bath, and I think they're doing them at Bristol as well. Roots allotments.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, we were talking about them. Yeah, we were looking at them because they're up by Bath Racecourse, aren't they?
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, and the ones in Bristol, I entered the competition to win one. You win one for life or something, but it's across the other. Yeah, it's right across the other side of the city from me. So,
did you win those?
No.
Oh.
No. So I've got to do all my own
too
work.
far away.
Yeah.
Ben, is that the ones that they give you all the tools, they give you everything, and you just turn up?
Yeah,
they're the ones we were talking about the other day.
Tools, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And they help you with stuff and give you the seeds and that as well, don't they?
Yeah. You almost get a starter pack. I think it is incredible. And I interviewed the guy, one of the guys, Ed, for the podcast yesterday. And it's just such an interesting project. And I think they're just about to open one in Croydon as well. But some of these they're kind of great. They're easy to do. But I wonder about how you can bring that to the inner city as well. Because, when someone's in a real urban area, how can you give them places to grow as well?
Yeah,
so that could be interesting.
We're really lucky because there's allotments everywhere in Bristol. There's loads of them, but the waiting lists are so long.
Why is there so many allotments? What's the history of that then?
I don't know. I've got 3 within a mile, 3 different sites within a mile, if not more than that. They're just the ones off the top of my head I can and they're literally all the same distance away. It's awesome. And we've got 70 odd plots.
And then waiting lists obviously are really. They were saying yesterday some are up to 18 years or something. But also what they're doing with routes, they're not as big as the usual allotments, because I think sometimes the space is a bit too big and overwhelming as well. So they almost should go in and split all the original allotments into 2, because probably a lot of people don't want or need all of that space, you know?
No. That's what they're doing with ours now. So all the full plots. Yeah, when people give up a full plot, they're cutting them in half.
Oh, that's really good. Really good.
And my new plot, they were on about putting into 4 plots. Then they were on about changing it into 3. And then because the quality of it's crap, they just split it in 2. So I've got a 200 square meter plot. And that's still massive. But it would have been 400 square meters if I got the whole thing, which is huge space. Huge.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we've got our other plot, which is 125 square meters as well.
Yeah. So I think when it's bigger, it's almost overwhelming sometimes a little bit, that space.
I
don't know anybody who'd want a big plot.
But because I wanted a new plot for bigger space.
Sorry, Ben.
No, you're right. I was saying I wanted more space, didn't I? Because I wanted to put the bigger stuff like the brassica cage and things like that. So I want to make it bigger, put decent like greenhouse, polytunnel and all that stuff on. So for the space for me, it's worth it. But if you're just doing little raised beds, you don't need masses. You really don't. Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, and I think this Roots is all like no dig. They're encouraging that as well, which is a cool thing too. So,
those Roots ones sound really good for beginners who don't really know if they want to or they don't. So they ain't got to go and invest loads of money in tools and everything. Just go and give it a try for a few months, and then if you don't like it's no big deal.
Yeah, because when you take over an old allotment, you're kind of like, oh my God, you've then got to clear it. And kind of that seems so much negative stuff to start with the project. And also, and I think another element of being on an existing allotment is the fact that you're then you're thrown into the whole, what they call old guard, kind of like mentality of people who are then going to judge what you're doing. And I think with the Roots, I asked them in the podcast, like, do you have many kind of older demographic? And they said a few, but I imagine they're probably people that are a bit more progressive. And so they're kind of, beginners are then going to be in the right home almost, and like feel encouraged rather than kind of constantly judged because they're doing something different or kind of, not digging it.
From what I've
seen,
from what I've seen, they look like they're encouraging like young families and young couples. Yeah, that's the sort of target market. Like you see all their adverts and stuff. It's all young couples, small families, and things like that.
Advertised through Instagram as well, which is where it's all at, isn't it? So
you see them everywhere on the sponsored ads and stuff. Obviously, being local to them as well, I see it quite a lot.
Is that strange? Lottie Time is probably the only person in the world who is happy to clear an overgrown allotment plot.
She said before it's just because she keeps having a new one and get rid of it and go to get another crap one again.
She just start a service where you just clear allotment plots ready for
I wonder where you're going with
that. Make a fortune.
Exactly. Look, you see, Kelly Daily Home has already recruited her.
Yeah, definitely.
Harry will probably be there. Free cake.
Our cakes are amazing.
Gluten-free. Gluten-free.
When she came and saw me in Bristol, she brought some down for me and the kids. And that, oh my God, they were awesome.
Where's she living then? Where is she?
Just north of Birmingham, I think.
I think it is.
But are you running a tea room, Kelly? Or
Kelly does.
It's like I'm talking to a ghost. Are you running a tea room?
A tea room's epic.
It's like a Ouija board, isn't it?
I haven't been yet.
There you go. Kelly's I knew Dahlia Farmer would have been there.
Of course she has.
She goes through the opening of an envelope, doesn't she? I can't talk.
Never heard that. I love that.
She's doing so good with. Sorry, I'm talking about Kim now. She's doing so well with the. She's doing a lot of the radio recently. I saw, and the ones that are then syndicated all across East Anglia. So actually, everyone, like where we're from, like Jamie, is like getting Kim's advice, isn't it? Cool.
Definitely. Yeah, I went on listened to her because I'm Norfolk. She's Cambridgeshire. Norfolk, Cambridgeshire, and Suffolk have all been amalgamated.
Yeah, I know.
So my gardening show, which used to be on a Saturday lunchtime, has gone now.
What, the garden party?
Garden party's finished. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
it's gone. Yeah, used to love it. I used to go on there and chat about my allotment on there.
Did you? Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's finished. So now we have to listen to Cambridgeshire, unfortunately. I don't mean that, Kim. Honestly, I don't mean that.
He even had a listener in Belgium. Whatever next.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah, that was sad times when they amalgamated all that.
Yeah, definitely. Because
lost some good local programs.
Well, I think they're only local till like 1 p.m. now. Is that right?
So in the weekdays it's 2 p.m. and it goes to the amalgamated one, and then but all weekend is all free.
Okay.
So you still get the mornings. Mm-hmm. So where are you, Michael?
I'm mostly in London, to be honest. West London, Chiswick. So, but
have you got much of a garden there?
No, just a balcony. But I've got a house that I put on Airbnb, which is in Suffolk, in Ipswich.
Yep. Oh, wow.
And the garden here is kind of quite small, like postage stamp size. And I kind of like renovated that garden about 1.5 years ago. But do you know what? Like when we talk about allotments and size of allotment, I think like, you know, regardless that I don't live here all the time, it's like I would panic to have anything bigger because with something bigger, obviously, there's a lot more maintenance, a lot more to think about. But also, to have any sort of feeling in a big garden is quite difficult. Do you then make separate rooms, or do you divide it off, or like, is it just then going to be big grass or something? And it's like, I don't know. So it's very, I like it. It's really cool. And I'm just like, I'm kind of in the middle of the town, but it's like a cul-de-sac, and it is almost a bit weirdly quiet. It's like you can never hear anything. It's like being in the Truman Show, which I might find out I am.
Yes,
I don't know.
That'll happen one day, won't it?
Yeah, I know. But no, so I'm really pleased with it here. But kind of, I've had the house on Airbnb for about 1 year now, so kind of that's kind of what I decided to do because I needed to move down to London. It made a lot more sense for a lot of things. But it's kind of working all right. There's some people coming in at Christmas, so it's cool. Wow. Yeah, so I've had quite a nice, steady little stream, and everyone's like, "Oh, I love the garden." So so that's job done. But it is, it's really cool. But I'm a nightmare when I plant a garden because I'm so impatient. And to be honest, like a couple of things, I actually came unstuck with that because on one hand, I bought really big Portuguese laurel because I wanted to have this effect and kind of block out the end of the neighbors and stuff. And so I bought ones that are, I don't know, like maybe £60 each or something. Proper big, massive root ball. And like I planted them. Obviously, you need a bloody big hole. And they took almost 2 years to establish. And like Mark is probably like, yeah, of course, told you so. But like, they took nearly 2 years to actually put on any growth, which was insane. And I wish I'd bought whips and just saved my money and not tried to be like, oh yeah, they're going to be big, la la la. Because really, when you grow bigger, they just take so long to establish. It's almost not worth the money because you're just waiting. So so that was one learning. But also, I'm also so impatient and I'm always just planting more plants. And I know everyone does this, but like my theory is that I can always unplant some plants in this because I don't know, when I first got a hold of the garden, it was just like grass and a path and a washing line, you know, typical kind of layout of a suburban garden. And I just wanted to create, and I guess I hadn't had a garden for a few years, and I'd seen, you know, obviously gardens at Chelsea, Hampton Court, and I was like, I want to create this, but straight away. So I kind of like, I don't know if you've seen it online, but like I've got a central kind of platform of polished concrete. And then basically no grass at all. So you've got just this platform of concrete and the rest of the garden is purely soil and border.
Wow.
So it's then surrounding this kind of like central area and just all the plants billow over the edge, but you've got that kind of, you know, man-made little platform in the middle. And and I just fill the borders with plants and I plant the bulbs crazily, like right up to the border right up to the pathway as well. Cause I love when things spill over pathways as well.
Yeah.
I love restricting my footfall. You know, I'm always like later in the season, I'm like, oh bloody hell, why am I getting my feet tangled in the pizza? But I just love that look because then it softens the concrete, and then it means that I can, you know, I've got my place there, the kind of man-made platform, but nature is kind of all around it and kind of billowing in. So, you know, the best gardens are good for you, but also good for nature as well. And you kind of have to meet it in the middle somewhere. So you can't have a garden all to nature. That's kind of not really practical. You kind of still got to have something in there that is good for you to spend time with nature in as well. So, but you should see, I don't know if you've seen online, but my front garden is completely different to any of the neighbors. And I got rid of the grass, and it's just a big wide border full of plants. And everyone's like, I think like, well, certainly when my parents come to the house, they're like, oh my God, it's like a jungle out here, and not in a good way. Because because the thing is, like the older generation, they see kind of like full borders with lots of wild plants. They see that as messy. Whereas I see it as being so much better for wildlife. And like this garden is buzzing. It's also given great privacy because it's not like a big wall or a hedge or a fence. It's kind of plants, vegetation, but you still get light through it at the same time because there's big grasses, there's Verbena bonariensis, kind of like, it's beautiful if I say so myself, but it's actually easy maintenance because as you guys all know, the more plants you plant, the less weeds you get, the less problems you get because there's no space for the weeds. You know, the planting is dense and it looks after itself really. And I don't cut it down until spring as well because you want to leave the habitats there for the insects and also the structure, you know, of frosted grass heads and kind of all that sexiness. So I'm not too tidy with it, to be honest.
Just going back to parents, a few months back to my in-laws. They've got quite a big garden. They don't work, and I walk around the edge and think, one plant, and there's a meter of soil between them, and another one, and a meter.
Heavy maintenance,
and it's all turned over because they've got nothing to do all day. They can sit out there turning it over every day. But I just don't like it. But mine this year, this year's been my first year of gardening because I'm allotment and vegetables. And if I've seen a bit of soil, I stuck another plant.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly,
and in my eyes, it's worked really well. It's been fantastic all through the summer, and I've loved it. And that's how I haven't had to weed it once. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, exactly, because it covers over the weeds, and also, you know, from a environmental point of view, you're keeping the ground cooler as well, which is always a good thing. So have that ground cover. Yeah, honestly, people don't get it. There's this real style of gardening that kind of, you know, came with our parents that is very manicured, and it is just, it's such heavy maintenance. I don't know why they keep at it, but there's a lot of neighbor envy, judgment, kind of shame with having a garden. Like, you need it to look respectable and tidy. But that is not always the way that you actually want to have it, or the way that nature wants to have it, or the way that it would look the most beautiful as well. So, you know,
especially them front gardens. Oh, they love a perfect front garden because people can see them.
I know. But I think mine is pretty perfect, even though it's full of plants and really, you know, buxom. You know, my front border is buxom. How's that?
The generations are changing, aren't they?
Yeah, see, our front garden, we've got little thin borders made of decking, and we've got loads of bits and pieces in there. And all you see on the Ring doorbell is the older people going, "Oh, isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely?" And there's me and Nat like putting more in. Like, let's make it better for next year on the front garden. Our front garden is tiny. It is literally tiny. Yeah. And I'm thinking, God, you want to see what's out the back then if you think this is great? It's like the tiniest building. And I'm like, all the dahlias and everything are out the back. But I had the same thing as well. We loaded that. I say Nat loaded that border right up this year.
Yeah.
And nothing, no weeds, anything. Brilliant.
Totally. You know, if there's no soil exposed, there's no weed seed going to actually land on the soil. It can't. No. Or even mulch, you know, a little bit of mulch if you wish, like that. Looks kind of tidy and is certainly nicer than bare soil as well. And a lot of people these days are using strulch, which is a little bit decorative as well. So that's also a good thing.
Strulch?
Yeah.
What's that? Chopped up straw?
It's like a partially preserved straw that they sell as mulch. Yeah, you can also mix it into your soil. I think where it looks the best is actually on top of pots of spring bulbs, because when the bulbs then come through this kind of strolch, it looks really cool. So
I'll keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah,
definitely. Do you do any veggies then, Michael, or is it just plants?
No, because the problem is that I'm just traveling so much. So there's no time to really kind of take anything to crop. And like even my house plants just have to kind of like, cross their fingers and hope they don't die. But that kind of, it makes it easier, because I think plants have to they have to survive a bit. So they kind of find ways to survive. Like I think very often, especially in terms of house plants, we mollycoddle things a little bit too much sometimes. So
neglect definitely helps sometimes.
Totally, so much better. So Lottie Times says no radish. Well, microgreens at the least. But I've been to some great microgreen nurseries recently as well, and there's so many things you can use as a microgreen, and so I often would experiment with those at home. Even seedlings of agastache. You can use them for a lovely lemon flavor, for example. So, microgreens is not always about the savory flavors, but you can also have sweet ones too. So, really, there's one actually. They released it at Copper Cress in Holland, and they call it Tahoon Cress. And it's actually the seedling of the mahogany tree. Can you believe that? A mahogany tree. It's a massive tree.
Crazy.
And they grow these seedlings in pots, just like cress, because they've got about 30 different types of cress at Copper Cress in Holland. And this Tahoon cress, the mahogany tree cress, bearing in mind the leaf of mahogany is known for smelling a little bit of beef and onion, and the seedling has more of a concentrated flavor of this. And the seedlings, no word of a lie, they taste of beef. I know it sounds bizarre. And I had some in a sandwich with cheese once, and it was like I don't know, it was like I had meat to the sandwich. They're really, really fascinating. And oh my God, and the other thing, when I was last there, I was very honored to be shown their underwater growing area, because they are starting to normalize kind of like underwater like seaweeds and stuff. And they've got one called Moai caviar, and I put a reel up on this. And it's like an underwater kind of seaweed that comes out like kind of little balls of caviar.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And sea vegetables is quite an interesting thing for the future, because there's so many nutrients in here as well. And of course, a little bit easier to grow as well, kind of in different kind of zones, and kind of you can fit a lot more in a smaller space. So yeah, it was really, really interesting to get behind the scenes of those, really. Sports Real Cress. Yeah, that's a good name for it.
That'd be amazing, like with a Stilton sandwich or something. It's
amazing flavor, honestly. And also in this same company in Holland is also growing the first European crop of vanilla as well, which is very interesting. Because this is like vanilla is an orchid, as you probably know, and they need to be pollinated within a very short time window, and so it's very labor intensive. And they said there was one morning that about 10,000 flowers were open, and they needed to be pollinated within just a few hours, and they got all the family involved to pollinate all of these flowers. But they've really perfected the way to grow vanilla in Europe, which is really interesting, because they're giving the plants the optimum conditions, and a lot of the crops now in Holland are preferable and healthier than those that are grown in the traditional places as well, which is really interesting. That they've taken what's traditional and improved it. And so kind of, you might look on one side as kind of competing with that market, but maybe they can then, pass those tips back to the original country as well. So it's so much development and learning in Holland. That's why you see I spend so much time there, actually. So
they did something like that in the New Forest with wasabi, didn't they? They've got a hidden location in the New Forest where they're growing wasabi, and that is wicked.
Is it hidden?
Yeah, it was back then, but because they hid it and they had security on there because they were worried everyone was going to go and nick it and sell it.
Oh, really?
Because the price of it,
I went to the wasabi grower in Holland, and he, I think he was inspired by the ones in UK originally as well. But you know what's fascinating? Apparently there's about 50 different varieties of wasabi. Isn't that mad? like the nuances between them, and like some have got a bigger root, slightly different color. Like some plants that look so kind of, I don't know, like they don't look like anything exciting. There can still be so much variation there. Amazing.
Yeah. Is it just like a horseradish, I suppose, is it?
Yeah, kind of, because you harvest the root as well. So yeah, in that way. And they were when I was there, the guy had a grater, and they were grating it fresh, and it has a very different flavor when it's fresh. Because you know, I don't know if you're into sushi, but it's really sad that most of the wasabi that is now served with sushi is usually kind of like a colored mustard. To be honest, it's very bright, often not the real
bright
thing,
green stuff. Yeah.
So, but it is, and like the original wasabi, like having it fresh, wasn't like this silly kind of blow your head off kind of flavor. It was really delicate and very lovely. Yeah,
it was all about the flavor than the heat, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally. So yeah, no, it's really interesting. But also when I was there, because I bought a wasabi in B&Q last autumn actually. And I just, and I wasn't even wanting to harvest from it, but I think it's a really interesting plant for a mixed container as well, because it's got a gorgeous leaf, like almost like a kind of ligularia, kind of like this lovely kind of water lily pad-like leaf. And I think simply in a container for the summer and the autumn in the shade, like mix it up with a few lovely ferns. I think it's great just as a foliage plant, more than even the crop, you know.
So you get the smell when it rains.
The flowers are edible as well, apparently. So. Yeah,
fantastic.
But really cool plant, yeah. Defo.
I've heard a lot of people using parsnips as, you know, plants in pots and things. Because apparently you can just go, you can get a parsnip from Tesco's, replant it, and then the foliage will come back out. So you've just got the foliage again.
But you know what's even cooler, and I've seen this in Holland recently. Getting the root to regrow, but putting it in the dark so it almost blanches. Because then you get a much more delicate flavor, and that's actually how a good way to eat dandelions as well. Because like the dandelion is quite a bitter leaf, so it actually sweetens it when it's in the dark, and it comes through as a kind of lovely light kind of green color. They were doing that at Koppert Crest as well with horseradish shoots and sweet potato. So they would put sweet potatoes in the dark and let them shoot, and then they have these lovely delicate shoots that have this really, I don't know, really concentrated, kind of really focused sweet potato flavor that they then use as garnishes and stuff. So really cool. And they were experimenting with a lot of different, they call it like the dark vegetable range. So sounds very after hours.
So, Michael, we normally go for an hour or so, but if you know, we can keep going if you want to keep going. I don't want to hold you up, or if you've got anything planned.
Cool. I might need the toilet, but I reckon I got 20 minutes in me before.
I'm all right. If everybody else is, yeah, definitely.
It's just so cool to chat. I just once I needed a wee before I was doing 3 hours of live radio from Hampton Court. God. I didn't have any opportunity to go, but it proved to me that if you need to hold on, you've got a 3-hour window. So.
Depends how many pints are in there.
Oh, true, actually. Yeah. But yeah, so I've got 21 minutes flat.
9 o'clock. We're on a clock.
So but no, it's really cool. How more importantly, how long was Kim here? Because I've got to beat her, whatever happens.
I think you're just about the same at the minute. Yeah.
Come on.
What's the worst trend you've ever seen in horticulture in your time?
The worst trend?
Yeah.
I love all trends, though. I even love stuff that's awful. I'm just like that. Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh, that's a really good question.
I tell you what, I really don't like is them little spray painted conifer things.
Yeah, but do you know what? Like, I'm so open minded because I think, you know, part of obviously, you know, you see, part of my job is QVC, and I sell products on air that, like, you cannot do a job like that and love everything you talk about. It's just not practical. And you can't do a job like that and 100% believe that people are going to love everything that you talk about. That's just, we got to live in the real world with that stuff. So I think I'm very good at always putting myself in the position of someone that did enjoy it. So that's why I find it very hard to dislike anything, because I'm like, well, okay, well, a border full of like, really chintzy bedding plants might not be for me, but I can see that it's still a really nice thing for someone. So yeah. So that's my big excuse why I can't answer this question.
You have to be enthusiastic about everything.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just thinking of this because I wrote about it in an article today. But like ornamental grasses, right? I think maybe wind back about 15 years ago, and we really didn't know how to use them. So we would maybe plant them all together. Mm-hmm. And this would then look very kind of like monotone and dull. And I'm sorry, Mark, if you've got an ornamental grass garden where you work, but anyway. And so I kind of like was really like, I think ornamental grasses, the way we use them now as a kind of punctuation in a mixed border of lots of different perennials, and we're very inventive about how we use them in containers and kind of naturally. I prefer that to how they used to be all grouped together as some kind of like sad little family. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. There's one thing.
Look who's just come in an hour late.
Where? Oh, what? And I'm on my way out. Bye. Oh dear. Have a look at my faded book. Dun dun dun. We have a lot of old lady plants in our garden, but I'd never choose. What's an old lady? I'll tell you what. You should ask what plant I hate, because I do not like Choisya Sundance.
I'm with you on that.
I don't know what it is, to be honest.
Well, you hate it as well then. But the thing is, like, I'm okay with gold leaf plants, and they're really good for like lighting up shady corners. But there's something about Choisya Sundance, and it kind of like it has this weird bleaching thing, and I think
it looks ill.
The white flowers don't really go with like the gold of the leaf, and I really, I'm not that.
Oh no,
I'm not usually so sensitive, but the shape of the leaf is also really ghastly as well. Yeah. Mm. Sorry, I went really middle class there. I usually try and hide it, but, I actually love it. Who said that? Catherine Groves stuff. Get out of here.
Don't sign a book. Don't sign it.
Scribble it out.
Yeah, right. I'm actually going to delete the email. I'm not even going to send the book. I'll take the money. But the thing is, right, I've got to say, Grow with the Griffiths says fuchsia. Ugh. But what is interesting, like, because I've introduced so many new plants over the years, I feel like I could then challenge Grow with the Griffiths, and I would find a fuchsia that she really loved. And I think when you kind of know the whole family, you can find stuff that's very kind of off the wall, like that would be amazing, because there's a fuchsia called denticulata, which is almost like tricolored with this lovely trumpet flower. That is awesome. Like nothing else on this world. Or Lottie Hobby, which is almost like the one that you can trim like topiary with the tiny little flowers. Or what about some of those lovely Magellanicas like Lady Bacon? Do you know that one, guys? And it's like hawk's head, so it's very very slender bloom, but it's almost the colours of bacon because it's kind of like red and white. It is really funny because it's called Lady Bacon and it looks like bacon. Catherine Groves stuff had a choice here. It was a freebie. Where's the Venus flytrap geek? Not here, sorry. I was in John Lewis today, and because John Lewis sent me this big flytrap toy after I'd put the reel up about the flytrap at Kew, and they sent me the big one, but I just been in John Lewis today. I actually prefer the small ones. I'm so ungrateful. Write these down for me. Fads and Fashion, 15 years ago. Yeah, hating on dahlias. It's really funny because my grandparents used to grow dahlias, and it's funny because it's bizarre for something to then become trendy again. That was trendy when you were a kid as well, because you almost, first of all, you kind of move through with like almost disbelief. It's like, really? Yeah. Oh, and then you're kind of like, oh, this is brilliant. Okay, I like it. I'm in. So yeah, it's a really funny journey when there's something like that. So
yeah, Joe just said chrysanthemums. I was just about to say chrysanthemums are coming back big time.
Well, they really need to, because there's so many different types, and I think they could be as collectible as dahlias. The only thing that goes against them is they're slightly a bit like dahlias are a little bit more straightforward to grow, and with dahlias you can use a one-fits-all approach almost, but you kind of can't with a lot of those chrysanthemums as well. So, yeah, but I really believe in that. But also, like gladioli, I thought there might be a moment for gladioli too. but I hadn't seen that come through yet. So
I've seen a lot of people talking about camellias this year.
Oh right, yeah.
There's been a lot of camellia talk about this year, which I haven't really seen before.
Do you mean now or in the spring?
Just like in general on Instagram, people have been talking about them.
Okay, because there's when I was at Kew with Green Finger Boy at the Christmas lights, and they had some of the lovely, the wintry camellias, the sasanquas, that flower now, and they have a lovely fragrance. And I think a lot of people don't realise there's camellias for this time of year, and I think they're absolutely fantastic plants, and with that scent as well. And there's one called Yuletide, which actually flowers at Christmas, which is an amazing plant. Yeah.
I think the autumn plants are more suited to our climate as well, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, because it's a very cool, loving plant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What have we got there?
Marigolds need to come back. Well, the thing is, I think a lot of people, because, I've seen a lot of new plants over the years, but it takes a lot for a new plant to become mainstream, and I think your vision of marigolds, you'll think of like the oranges and the bright ones, but you might not at that point realize all the different nuances of the newer ones, because there's actually, you guys should Google this, there's a marigold called Strawberry Blonde, which is so many different lovely shades, and it almost glows pink as well. It's a very, very cool magnolia, French marigold. You should look that up, guys. It's a really incredible one. So, was it Joe? You're the same age as me. Oh, Dahlia Farmer's 21 as well. All right. Well, everyone's 21, but I'm more realistic. I always say I'm 28.
That's better.
So many different varieties of marigold. I want them all. Yeah, because also you've got, and what I also really love is the very traditional marigolds that are about this tall, like Mr. Majestic with the stripes, or some of the really wild ones that are actually really good for fixing nitrogen in the soil as well. So they're really, really good for that. Yeah.
Tell you what, I grew quite a few of this summer. Yeah. Straw flowers. I love them.
Oh yeah, from seed or
from seed. Yeah.
Because there's some newer breeding that came through as a patio plant. It's from Suntory in Japan, and they're called the Grand Vias. And these are actually cutting raised Helichrysum that have a flower about that big, which are really beautiful actually. You know Emma Reel Davis, you know her, right?
I was going to say it's her fault.
She calls them bumhole flowers.
Yeah.
Which I think is disgusting, and I can't believe she says that on Instagram.
They close up like a little bumhole, obviously.
I am wondering how often she's looked that closely at a bumhole, to be honest.
And all the pretty colour ones.
If you've got a yellow one, you're going to worry.
Something wrong.
You got a problem.
Orange Delight, is that a marigold? I don't know that one.
I really like Touch of Buff.
Oh, and look at this. Kelly and Adam are falling out live on Instagram Live.
Oh,
I'm regretting saying that now. Unfriend is coming. Oh, Daly loves bum holes. Look, if anybody tapped into this, or like with something like, I bloody love bum holes, I try and buy them. What have I walked into?
Dry bum hole's better than a wet one.
Oh, I bloody love bum holes. You've got to cut them before they look like bum holes. That's the trick. What, you've got to get there before they dilate. What? Oh dear.
I've still got some bum holes on the plants outside, to be honest.
Have you? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Are they not getting a bit saggy?
Oh, they're not too bad actually. I saw them today. Yeah, they're still there. Quite firm.
Cat's asses.
Cat's asses.
See, we move through life thinking that smut was a new invention, but it clearly isn't.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Look, so we're just sitting here watching these, like having a chat now.
I know. And someone's reported comments about bums. Oh dear. Well, you should have been here earlier, Adam, when we were talking about pants.
Pants. Oh, Nat's got a soggy bum. Oh no.
Not weeping from the middle, is it?
Oh God. Oh, dearie me.
So I'm going to get some revenge for Jean, Michael.
Yeah?
You
What's
asked
that?
her on your podcast what her top 5 plants were, so I'm going to ask you what are your top 5 plants?
Oh, God, yeah. Well, whenever someone asks me my favorite plant, I always say iris, because iris are really an amazing family of plants, because you've got one that flowers every month of the year. You've got ones from every continent in the world. You've probably got one of every single color of the rainbow as well. So that's pretty cool. Oh God, after that, where do I go? Because I always think of the plants I only met recently.
Yeah.
I would say really fragrant Phalaenopsis orchids I'm a big fan of, and I believe the public should know about those a lot more as well. Oh God, this is so hard. I hate it, but also love it.
Fucking hell.
I don't know. I have to choose something with a really cool fragrance. I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you about something actually. There's a brand new Cosmos atrosanguineus, like the chocolate cosmos, coming through that has been bred by a guy called Charles Verlin. He used to work at Thomson Morgan. He's now based down in Devon. And this has a flower about 6 inches across. Looks like a dahlia, but it's a cosmos. And that has a fragrance of beautiful chocolate. And that is coming into the trade, I think, this next year. So might be available to the public this season, might be next season, but that is very cool. It hasn't been named yet, so that is cool. So chocolate cosmos in different colors. Maybe I'll choose a dahlia as well, or maybe the whole dahlia family. But then I always like stuff that's weird with dahlias. I like honker. Do you know honker? They're the ones with the quilled petals as well. They always used to say honker was fragrant, but I never found a fragrance with that. Because dahlias, like generally there isn't fragrance across any dahlias, but I'm always, because I used to oversee the breeding program at Thomson Morgan, I kind of got to know what genetics were in different plants as well. So that's why I'm always a nightmare when I go and visit any breeders across Europe, because I'm always like, well, have you thought about doing this or this? And they're kind of like, oh, shut up, stop interfering in my breeding program. So what have I done? I've done iris, chocolate cosmos, said something about dahlia honker. Probably because it's still in my head, poinsettias. You know, I love the outdoor poinsettias. I'm sure I said something else, didn't I? What was it? Oh, cercis. I love a cercis. Oh my gosh, yeah. Maybe Eternal Flame, that Chelsea winner, because it's got that ombre effect through the leaves, which is just, I don't know. It's such a beautiful. You can barely believe it's a plant. It's so beautiful, you know. Oh, honestly, ding dong.
I'm still reading all these comments going through.
I know.
It's Adam was telling us all the plant names on the postcard you sent him.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's like in the goodie bag with the books. Yeah. There's a woman. She's based in Chiswick. You should look her up. She's called Lucy Hughes Creations, and she does some really cool, cheeky. She does tea towels and mugs, and they're kind of like with like bums and stuff. And she did some with plants that were rude as well. And it's really, really cool stuff. And she's got one which is she's got like, have you ever seen the mugs that change color when they're heated up?
Yeah.
And she's got one, and it kind of then reveal all these bums when you put your hot drink in it.
That's brilliant.
You should look her up. She's really. Oh, Lottie Time knows her already. Yeah, it seems like Lottie Time knows everyone.
Of course she does.
Heavy networker. Oh, ding dong.
I think the only thing we haven't mentioned off the bingo is puppies.
Puppies, yeah, my puppies.
Sorry. But that bingo, like you're not supposed to like pander to it, right? It's got to be.
No, it just happens,
it's got to be random, yeah.
And most weeks it does happen.
What do you win anyway?
Nothing. Just get pissed.
Oh, I see. Oh, I wouldn't play anything unless I won something.
Yeah, puppies. Let's talk about my puppies. There's only one left. Anybody want a fox red Labrador puppy? I've got one left. It needs a home.
Oh, really? Do you mail order?
Yes. I'll even sign it for you.
whole new website. That is your mail order one.
You squeeze them in a box.
Squeeze them in a box. That sounds like someone's porn name.
Yes. Adam says you need to be in for his mystery box tomorrow.
Mystery box tomorrow. You can shake my pup in it.
Do you know? I have to say, I don't actually understand that mystery box game. What is happening there? Do you know?
He puts something in a box, shakes it, and if you guess it, you win it.
All right. See, he's sending all of the things every day.
Yeah.
All right. I thought it was like someone gets everything in the box.
No.
Oh, that's very generous.
They all sound the same to me. Dunk, 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 dunk.
I hope they're not just all samples from his shed or something.
That would take the joy out of it. Lying around.
They're all used. They're all.
It's like one was the plant surge, wasn't it? And he literally had to do a story after saying, just so you know, this was my one off. It's not that one. You're getting a new one.
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
I was mid.
That's cool. I'm clear on that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good fun, though.
You guessed it from the sound. Is that another porn name?
Yeah, your missus wonders why you're like that in the lounge on trying to listen to it quietly so she can't hear it.
Cool.
Well, just before we wrap up and go, I've got
3 minutes till I need to pee. You know,
I've got a little announcement that on Friday at 7 p.m. there's going to be a live with me, Kim, and Catherine, and we're going to put a big announcement out. So everybody needs to be around Friday at 7 p.m. to watch that, please.
Oh. I hate when someone says I got an announcement. I always think they're going to be pregnant.
So, who's the mum? Which one was it?
Cool,
Kim's done the drum roll and Catherine's. See, yeah. Friday 7 p.m. Please, everybody have a little, only a 10-minute little live.
Botanic Shed says, "What's your handle?" Oh, I guess you can see them all if you click on the arrow at the top, and you can see all of us, can't you? So
you can click on the little number, can't you?
Plot twist: all three of us are pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, Jamie.
Cool. Oh wow, it's been so cool to be here. Thank you.
It's been fantastic. Absolutely. Ball has been fantastic.
Well, I always find, like with these things, it is so much better when you turn up drunk.
Yeah. How much prosecco have you got left? I haven't actually seen you take much.
To be honest, I really don't. That's literally it. It's a full bottle. It's that big.
Is it all gone though? That's the main thing.
Yeah. Well,
that's good.
It was no more than a juice carton's worth.
And I hope you drunk out of the bottle. There's no point having a glass to wash up like the dinner plate.
Oh yeah, true actually. Yeah, but you know, I'm a little bit classy.
Brilliant.
Oh man, cool.
Thanks ever so much, Michael.
Oh no worries. That's cool. Right.
I'm going to put my
is opening as we speak. So good. All right. See you later, though, guys. Thank you so much.
See you later.
Bye. See you later.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Gone. Da-da-da-da.
Right, let's slag him off.
Wow.
What?
Who's slagging us off?
No, slag Michael off. Now he's gone.
Oh, yeah, he's gone. No, I don't think I could. He's fantastic.
What a guy.
Just so...
Man, it's the knowledge that's in that head. Those names all the time, like bang. I can't even remember half of them.
No, I can't. No, it's crazy. Crazy.
But he's working with it all the time.
But that's the thing, yeah. It's the same as like you, Mark. But if someone said to me about what's that wire, what's that switch, what's that, I could. So if you got it all day, every day, it does come a lot easier. It must do.
Yeah. I often think the people on Gardener's World, like they must get the plant names before they go on, because like nobody can have that much plant knowledge down to the specific genera. Like I could tell you what type of plant it is, but I couldn't tell you it's that exact variety unless I had knowledge of that variety.
But I know when I used to go on the radio on that and talk to some of them experts on there, it's just mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. And they can anything. They get questions like Kim does when she goes on. Anybody can ring in about anything, and it is. I just sit there and go, "Oh my god." I'll grow a carrot for you. It's phenomenal. But if he's been doing it all his life, like you, Matt, you've got it's all in there. It all sinks in, doesn't it? If you keep doing it every day. Yeah, it's good. He's a legend. He is. He is. Hey, guess what? My comments have worked all the way through.
We've had no tech issues.
No tech issues. None. And they weren't. I bet they weren't on the bloody bingo, though, were they?
The Adam comment.
While he's not alive.
Michael texts me all as a note asking.
I'm not cold, Terry. It's the light. I've got a real bright white LED strip light, and it makes me look like I'm really pasty, but I'm not. I promise. I'm normal.
Well, you two are balmy over there. I think I'm down.
What are we here? Still says 5 on here.
Yeah, I don't know what mine says.
We're due a frost tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's raining and it's 5 degrees. So
yeah.
No frost here.
Yeah, and same here. But I need to go, guys, because I gotta go and make sure.
I need to eat.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody
it's been
for
amazing.
watching.
Thanks for the comments and everything, guys. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It's really good having them in the background. It's really excellent.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.